What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, and happy halfway to the weekend day. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Legacy Loading, a show where we cover old game entries and remind people about the past. And currently, we're going through the G4 archives of G4's Icon Show. And today we're talking about the Mega Man series, and joining me is one of my friends who is a big Mega Man fan himself, Mr. Nerdy Neo. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Glad to be here. It's I've been on a bit of a hiatus from a lot of streams lately, so it's good to be here and talk some video games. Since last night kind of had some difficulties last night, so last night's party chat got postponed to next week. But glad to be talking some video games and one of my favorite franchises, Mega Man. I freaking love this franchise, so I am looking forward to chatting more Mega Man with you.
Yes, yes. As anyone who doesn't know, Neo hit a deer in air quotes.
No, that's not what happened.
Nah, I know that's not what happened. But it's funny to think about that. I'm implying you killed a hooker, but you called it a deer.
Oh, okay. That went right over my head. I thought you meant actual deer. It's like, there are deer, but no, I've never hit a deer. Funny enough, though, one time my car got hit by a dog, not the other way around. I was driving down the street and a dog bolted out, ran into the side of my car, and the side of my car was dented for years until someone in a parking lot one time was like, "Hey, I can fix that for you." I'm like, "Oh, sweet." And he fixed it for me right there on the spot.
Yeah, I've never hit a deer. I live out a little bit in the boonies, so I see deer all the time. And I live by Wisconsin, and I drive a lot in the Wisconsin highways into the middle of nowhere. And I have seen a deer get hit by a semi truck, and it looks just like a scene out of a war movie where you see someone blow up. It looks just like that. Yeah,
I bet.
I was like, what the hell? This thing just like, it's like, did someone just stick a grenade in its ass? Like, whoa. That's life changing. Luckily, it didn't get on our car, but I was just like blown away. No pun intended.
Yeah. So, hey, what's up, October Mike and Ando? Good to see you guys.
Got our friends here, Mr. October Mike. What up, buddy? And of course, Ando as well too. So I have really no super fond memories of Mega Man myself, as I'm not exactly a huge fan of it. I'm a big fan of Capcom, but for some reason, Mega Man has never been like my thing. Ironically enough, so I've kind of played the PSP one, Legacy Edition. I forget what
Mega Man Powered Up, the one that you recommended to me.
Yeah, that's it. I can't remember.
I've been playing that one a lot this year because there is a lot to do in that game.
Yeah, so I enjoyed that one a lot too, and I didn't know you were playing that. When did you start playing that?
You know what? I could tell you exactly because it's one of those games because there's so much to do. I've been piecemealing. I play it a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
So I'm playing for retro achievements. So my first achievement was in August 24th. So I've been playing it since late August.
Either I forgot that you were playing that, or you never mentioned it while I was around, because I don't remember you saying you were playing that.
I've mentioned it on Achievement Chasers, but I'm not sure I've ever actually mentioned it on Party Chat. So it's very possible that I did not mention it. It's because with our challenge going on, multiple games in a playing multiple games in a franchise gives you a bigger bonus. So I originally was going to play the original NES Mega Man, and I did play it. I got to near the very end of the game, and because I'm playing it on my Retroid here, so I can just flip it closed and then just pick it up later.
Right.
Because the original Mega Man has no passwords, no save system, nothing. Every time you boot up the game, you have to start from the beginning. So instead of closing the game, I just closed the lid and came back to it later. And then the next day I opened it and continued playing a little bit more, and then I closed it, and then I came back 10 minutes later to play some more, and it had just reset, and I was back to the beginning of the game. I'm like, screw it, I'm not going through all that again. So I have beaten the original Mega Man before on the Mega Man X Legacy Collection, but the actual original NES version I've got almost to the very end, but I got really fed up with it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to play a different version of the original Mega Man instead. And so I actually tried out the Game Boy version for the first time. That version is harder than the NES version. So
Mm.
I was like, you know what? Let's do the powered up version. And I've been loving the powered up version. So I'm playing a lot of that because you unlock all the Robot Masters you unlock as playable characters, and there's 3 difficulties in it. They don't stack, so you got to play through it on easy with each character, normal with each character, and hard. So there's 39 stages per character.
Oh, nice.
There's about 12 characters in the game. So I've been playing that here and there, and I actually created a spreadsheet for tracking my progress. And I am currently 25% of the way through it.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I'll be beat. My plan is to beat easy and normal with every character. I've heard that some of the characters are incredibly difficult to beat on hard, so I don't plan to beat it on hard with every character. So I don't plan to get 100%. But I'm really glad that you suggested me Mega Man Powered Up a while back, because this is a great game and absolutely the definitive best way to play the original Mega Man, hands down.
Oh, hell yeah. That's good to hear, man. I'm happy that I at least pointed you to a direction of a game that you didn't know about.
Yeah, I did not know about that one. So I am having the only character I've 100%ed so far is Proto Man. I beat all the stages on easy, normal, and hard. For Mega Man, the only thing I haven't beaten is the final boss on hard. I've beaten it on everything else with Mega Man. But yeah, the Wily does this stupid attack that you literally cannot dodge. So the only way to not get hit by it is you have about 1 second, because he changes different colors, and you have to, based on what color he is, you have to pause the game, switch to the weapon that's the weakness to whatever color he is, and hit him with that before he hits you. And I haven't figured out what color goes to what ability. Like if he turns purple, what color do I need to turn to use the right weapon against him? Otherwise, and sometimes he'll do that attack like 3 times in a row, and it'll like instantly kill you. So that final boss fight is like super cheap on hard, but it's a really good game.
Yeah, no, I got you. And then, of course, we got Mr. Pop Culture Mechanic saying Guten Tag to both of us.
What's up, Pop?
It's good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a good day. I got to rewatch your tribute to the soldiers that you did yesterday, because it looked pretty good. But it's good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good day. Hope it's a little bit more seasonal up there for you and not ungodly cold. Because, oh my goodness, I went to the Chicago Bears game on Sunday, and it messed me up for like 2 days, man.
There's been a cold front in the Midwest, hasn't there?
Yes, there has been. I think I was basically outside in like 10-degree weather with the wind chill.
Eesh.
Yeah, so
I was saying on my Metroidvania Monday the other day that because it's been so cold there, and it was Monday. It was almost 80 degrees here.
Yeah, I know. It's a 70-degree swing there. And then, of course, so for everyone who doesn't know, the Bear Stadium is right on the lakefront of Lake Michigan too. So you get like way more wind and everything too. And our seats where we're at too is just like in the perfect crosswind. So by the end of the game, I couldn't feel. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't feel my feet at the end of the game. So like I'm walking out with like just basically ice blocks, and I'm like, oh man, and it messed me up so bad. I fell asleep Sunday when I got back at like 8, and then Monday I went to bed at like 7, and I was just so tired after that. But I think I'm back to normal now.
You would think that sports arenas, especially ones that feature sports played in the winter in that region, would not be open top. I'm assuming it's not a closed arena.
So, fun fact, the stadium the Bears play in is called Soldier Field, and it was built to honor the World War I soldiers. And it was a historical landmark until about the early 2000s, when the Chicago Bears asked for a renovation to get more ticket sales. So they made it bigger and it added onto it. And it then lost its historical designation. So once again, Chicago fucked something else up and didn't even do it right.
Okay. What exactly does that have to do with it being open top or not?
It was an old stadium, basically. It was built in like the 1910s. So,
so they didn't have a ceiling, a roof because of the time in which it was built.
you're right. And then they
Gotcha.
just basically added on like 2 giant tumors, and then they lost their historical landmark designation because they did that.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but enough about that.
Did they win?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm assuming you were rooting for the Bears, whoever they were playing.
Yeah, I'm a Bears fan and a Broncos fan, but
Bears.
Yeah. Big. They came back and won 24-20. It was a good game. Definitely was nice to see a win for once instead of freezing my ass off and then they get blown out. So that was a nice change of pace for once. So there you go. All right. So now we're going to get this documentary started. As I said before, this is the episode of G4 Icons, the Mega Man episode. And before we begin, if you can, please leave a like on this video. It really does help. And let's get down to it. Neil, let me know if you can hear this or if I need to turn it down.
Like every hero, he had obstacles to overcome.
And
they said, there's no way this will sell.
But the rewards were great.
if they didn't have
Is it better?
Mega Man, I don't even know how they'd be surviving today, honestly.
Learn the secrets behind his power.
It's about one thing. And it's always about one thing, blasting.
It's a huge cast of characters that any kid can enjoy.
Everybody loves Mega Man.
And meet Inafune, the man behind the Mega.
What up, Mr. Nerd Takes? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Jay?
I think this is funny though, because it's just like this is when Keiji Inafune was looked at as like a really amazing guy in the industry.
Well, the Mega Man was kind of revolutionary because at the time, people thought of it as a platformer, and platformers were just like left to right, and you go from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3. This is like the first time where it's like you can do it in any order you want, and you got to figure out what order works best for you. So it was kind of a game changer.
Yeah, well, it also like really propelled him to like being big at Capcom before he eventually was put in charge for even a little bit too. But yeah, this is I think, ironically enough, this is probably outside of Resident Evil, like probably the most well-known worldwide franchise because of all the multi-level marketing support it got with like animes and stuff like that too.
It's by far my favorite Capcom franchise.
Yeah, and I saw my favorite Mega Man games were in there too, the ones that you still need to play.
Which ones is that?
Mega Man Legends.
I had a feeling that's what you were going to say. Yeah, it's one of the. I know everyone loves the Mega Man Legends games, but I've not played. Well, I played Mega Man 64, which was the 64 version of Mega Man Legends 1, for about 15 minutes. But I do. Both Legends games are on the backlog. I will play them eventually.
Let's get back to it and get to the title.
I had no idea my luck would go this well, that this character would be this great and last this long. So yes, it was a huge surprise for me.
All the nostalgia. I always love this opening. I want to steal this to make it my own.
In 1984, a Japanese video game company named Capcom hits its stride in the arcade scene with popular hits, including...
What'd you say?
Oh, I was guessing if that was 1943. It was 1942. I was off by 1 year.
Off by 1 year. Yeah.
I didn't realize Capcom made that.
You didn't realize that, really?
No.
Oh, I'm shocked. I thought that was kind of well known, actually.
1942. And Gunsmoke. Their success allows them to expand. And a young artist named Keiji Inafune is hired.
I've always
I love his porno star mustache that he had going on here in the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because it's one of those cases where I know the name And because I'm a huge Mega Man fan, so
Yeah.
I know the name and what he's done for the industry. This is the first time I've ever seen his face.
Are you
I have
serious?
no idea what he looks like.
That's
I
funny.
can tell literally just now.
Well, this is like definitely an early 2000s look here, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously 20 years ago, so it's changed a bit since then, I'm sure. But
He's
I never
definitely
actually
aged-
seen his face till now.
Definitely aged 20 years since then. He was even young over here, you know. Like he definitely, I think he was. Well, they're gonna tell us. Let's get back to it.
I always liked drawing pictures. From a long time ago, I've always wanted to be an illustrator. Just about at the time that I had graduated, video gaming companies were becoming very popular, and they had always wanted young, talented artists. And it was a good chance for me to break out, get into a company, and prove myself. So it just happened to be the right timing for me to be an illustrator.
Inafune goes to work on Capcom's newest arcade game.
The very, very first project I ever did was an arcade game called Street Fighter.
Oh, no kidding.
Then after that,
Street Fighter, like
when we
no
were
one's
doing
ever
the
heard of it.
project, they said, we're working on a new title
didn't know
for
you
the
made
home
art
consumer
design.
division, and we'd like you to participate in that. So it was at that time I joined the Megaman project.
And the hunt for the hero turns personal.
A lot of the character design for Mega Man is based upon some of the Japanese cartoons that I saw when I was a child. I've always liked the images and the art, and when I was making this game, it was kind of like a going back to my roots, going back to my childhood when I designed it. It was very fun to design that character.
And that character needs a name.
So I didn't know that he was actually inspired by Speed Racer to get the idea for Mega Man. That's new.
I did not know that either because I don't know a lot about the behind the scenes stuff. So stuff like this is always super interesting. I mean, it makes perfect sense though.
Yeah. I mean,
But yeah, I
you
didn't
can
know
see
he
it
worked on
now.
Street Fighter either. But I do know that the original Street Fighter is recognized as not a good game. It wasn't until Street Fighter 2 that it really blew up.
Yeah, Jason and I talked about that in the fighting game episode too. Every Street Fighter fan I know is like, yeah, Street Fighter 1's ass. I've never heard anyone say it's good. And then Mike says Street Racer. I thought it would be Astro Boy.
That actually would make a lot of sense as well. Because Mega Man definitely has it definitely seems like it was inspired by Astro Boy.
I could see a little bit of both there. I mean, Keiji Inafune probably grew up watching these anime as a kid, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like it had that like early 1960s, 1950s art style to it. And like you could tell Mega Man was inspired by it. You know, things like pop culture, if he's still here, he would be able to tell you about.
Oh. he's got a few years on us.
Yeah, it got a few years. I think he watched the original Astro Boy live in black and white too, if I recall. With Canadian voice acting. Oh, there now. What you doing there?
Before it was Rockman, it was originally going to be Mighty Kid.
I did not know
Or
that
Knuckle
either.
Kid. And this is how we were doing the package. So we decided on Rockman.
That's kind of funny.
Obviously, I knew the Rockman thing because that's what they're still called in Japan is Rockman.
Yeah.
I did not know Mighty Kid though, or Knuckle. What was it, Knuckle Kid?
Knuckle Kid, yeah.
I did not know those ones.
That'd be great. In an alternate universe, he's known as Knuckle Kid. We got the Knuckle Kid series. There's pop culture saying, hey, I'm not that old.
And in the end, it did become the States Mega Man.
I like all those artworks.
Actually, it's not a rock like a stone or a pebble. That was not where the name Rockman comes from. It comes from rock and roll.
Yep, I did know that.
There's also another character named Roll.
Roll.
When I
And
first
Ace.
designed the character, I had rock and roll in mind. That was the back image I was going.
So before the JoJo's characters, he was the original one that was trying to come up with music themes, huh?
I don't know what JoJo's is.
Oh, so JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, I've heard of that, but I know nothing about it.
So long and short, I'll just get to the point.
It's an anime, right?
It is an anime, but all their characters and all their crazy stuff are named after like actual rock bands.
Okay.
So like the main villain, his name is Dio.
Oh, that's awesome. Dio's
Yeah.
awesome.
So like he's got there's like stand creatures that they summon are like named after like rock bands and music songs. So it's like Aerosmith, Steely Dan, Metallica, stuff like that. So like in Japan, they can get away with it. So like they can say all these like names, especially if they have their like funny Asian accents. Like one of them I could not believe was Aerosmith, but they were saying it in Japanese, so that's why I didn't understand it.
Aerosmith?
Yeah, no, like they actually like said it in like I think the actual Japanese name.
Oh, in Jap. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Maybe they'll cover it. I don't know. But Mega Man X5 originally, all of the Mavericks, which are because in the original series of Mega Man, they're called Robot Masters, but in the Mega Man X franchise, all the bosses are called Mavericks.
Yeah.
In Mega Man X, all of the Mavericks were named after named after members of Guns N' Roses. And then when they re-released it later, they changed them to have more proper Mega Man style names. So like one of them is Duff McWhalen and Axel the Red, but they changed it to other names. And most people are like, yeah, I like that they changed it to more Mega Man names, but it's like I love the Guns N' Roses names that they had.
Yeah. Is it Duff the drummer for Guns N' Roses?
I don't know who is who because I don't even know the names of most of the characters other than Slash and Axl Rose.
Yeah. I think Duff is the drummer. I know Duff is actually like super rich because I guess his father forced him to buy stocks with all his rock money. And I think he bought like a bunch of Apple stock in that when it was like really young. I forget which one it was. I heard the story, I think, on Ozzy's Boneyard.
Okay.
So like it's been a while since, because I haven't had Sirius XM in like, almost 10 years. But I think I remember this story. Oh, it does. Yeah. I was listening to it. My mom and my stepdad, they love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of musical themes in Mega Man. There's some music-based enemies, and yeah, there's rock, and then roll is a sub character, and then there's also bass as another minor character as well. So
yeah. Okay, let's get back to it.
Off of when I designed a lot of the artwork. For me, Rockman or Mega Man has always been a game that's been designed with music in mind. Music's always been a very important part of the series.
And just like Mega Man, even his creators show weakness.
This is Mega Man 1.
Nuts, man.
All the original bosses that I drew with my own two hands. When I look at it now, I think, man, I really wasn't that good, was I?
Those are great, and they're classic. Anybody who knows Mega Man recognizes those immediately.
He said these are dog shit. That's what he basically was saying.
My character designers that work.
Yeah, so he drew those in the 80s, and they're super iconic now. For anyone who's a Mega Man fan, like immediately knows what those are.
I wonder if he still has those, because I wonder if he ever got like desperate for money, which I don't think
auction them off or something.
Yeah,
those would probably be worth a lot.
They would be worth a shit ton, because those are originals.
Yep.
Underneath me now were to bring something like that to me, I'd probably take one look and say, no way, this sucks, try again.
With the characters and story in place, it's time to rock and roll.
Those guys are so annoying.
Basically, when you think about it, there's not something in the world that...
Product placement for Onimusha 3 right in the background.
I know you're a big fan of those.
Yeah, Onimusha 3 I think is the best one too. Ironically enough, when we did the Onimusha show with Mr. IJP, they went up all the way to Onimusha 3. I didn't even realize they were working on it that much.
Okay.
Yeah, an artist is always their own biggest critics. That is true. That is very true. And I think he was, if I recall correctly, I think he was like the director on this one, or something like. I know he had a hand in the Onimusha series as well.
Is just stronger than everybody else. Almost everything has something it's stronger than and something that it's weaker to. Sort of like in scissors, rock, and paper. Scissors will beat paper, but it loses to the rock. Paper will beat the rock, but it loses to the scissors. So that's how the Mega Man weapons work.
And now it's time to introduce the twist.
Well, the whole idea behind Mega Man was you defeat one boss,
Elect Man, screw that guy. He's
and then
the
you
worst.
go to the next boss by using the weapon you just gained.
They also give players a new kind of freedom.
The original Mega Man game was interesting because it was one of the first games that allowed you to choose what level you played first.
That
See, there you go. That's what you just said earlier. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, Electman, he is so broken compared to the rest of the Robot Masters in the original Mega Man.
Let's see something here. We'll boost your volume a little bit. You're coming in a little low.
Oh, okay.
All right, so say that again.
Oh, I was just saying that Electman, he's the electric guy. He is so broken compared to the rest of the Robot Masters. He is so overpowered.
Oh. So when was your first time you played Mega Man? I guess I should ask that earlier, but when was the first time?
So my introduction to Mega Man was Mega Man X on Super Nintendo, and the Mega Man X franchise is my favorite sub-series of Mega Man games.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually go back and play the classic original, Mega Man's 1 through 10 until the Mega Man X Legacy Collection when it came out in 2018. Or actually, no. The Mega Man X Legacy Collection came out in 2018. I had the Mega Man Legacy Collection, which was Mega Man's 1 through 10. When I bought my 1X secondhand, the person I bought it from had Mega Man Legacy Collection. I got the disc with it. So that was in like 2016 or 2017. Whatever year the 1X came out, it was a few months after that.
I think it was 2017, 2018.
So it was the first time I actually played through the classic Mega Mans, but I played through the Mega Man X games lots of times because I freaking love those. With Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3, which were originally on the Super Nintendo, those are my favorites.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Let's carry on.
It was a linear platform game like a lot of other platform games, but you had a lot of freedom up front to choose the path that you wanted to take through the game.
With Mega Man, they were giving the player something to look forward to. An element of strategy, which most games back then really didn't have.
Quick pause.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so it just showed the Robot Master you can choose from when you boot up Mega Man 1, and it's only 6. As far as I know, all the other traditional Mega Man games all have 8. And so in Mega Man Powered Up, which is the PSP one that you recommended to me, in order to round it out like all the other ones, they added 2 additional ones, so it also has 8. And they added Oil Man and Time Man, which were not in the original version.
Oh, I did not know that, actually. Because
I want to say that they actually created them for original Mega Man 1, but they cut them. So they're actually like in the code of the game. They just don't have stages or anything. I don't quote me on that, but I believe that they were originally created back then. They just weren't used. And then when they did Mega Man Powered Up, they actually put them in the game because they're like, hey, why don't we add those characters we created, just didn't use, and let everybody experience them?
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if I'll have to look that up later.
The game is finished. Inafune has to face his own bosses.
After we got the game done, we took it over to sales. And we said, look, we got the game done. This is what it's like. And they said, there's no way this will sell.
Yeah.
So I was really disappointed, of course. I was like, well, I tried my best, my hardest, really worked hard at it, and it didn't work out.
Capcom decides to release the game in Japan in a limited amount.
It's like, shucks.
It's sold. But yeah, it's the classic Mega Man games are notoriously difficult. Not the hardest games ever. I haven't played the classic Ninja Gaiden games, but those are also known to be notoriously difficult. My guess is that those are probably harder.
Yeah, every time I watch classic episodes of AVG, those are definitely the top 2 ones. Jump and shoot, man, as he likes to say. Just jump and shoot, man.
Yep.
Surprising everyone, the game catches on in Japan. Capcom decides to bring the little robot to America. Before they cross cultures, they make a few changes. And like they say, it's what's on the inside that really counts.
He was crappy in the PSP.
So it had some of the worst box art in the history of video games
ever. Yes,
the
box art in
anything
Mega
near
Man is terrible.
The Mega Man that we see today.
This is the greatest box art in video game history.
Some of the worst box art in gaming history, and it does not match up to what the actual game is
look
at
anything
all.
near the Mega Man that.
Stop it right there. Look at that. Greatest box art ever. This should be on every T-shirt.
They have bad box art for Mega Man's 2 and 3, I believe. I think 4 was the first one where they
box art
had
for the first Mega Man game
art.
in the U.S. was done very quickly. The president of Capcom U.S. said to his marketing guy, we need a cover done tomorrow. And he went out.
The best I could come up with. It was made in a day.
I did not know that.
It was made in a day. I did not know that. Oh my god!
One day. That is interesting, and it makes a lot of sense. So, what's the excuse for Mega Man's 2 and 3 also having bad?
I have no idea. They just kept going. They're like, "Fuck it. There's no point of changing product up now."
It's like, nope, too late. Ship it.
Oh my goodness! This looks like, oh my! It's like he saw the Running Man, or like RoboCop, and he's like, "Yeah, man, this is what I got." Like, what is this art?
Yeah, it's like Mega Man doesn't hold a gun. His arm is the gun.
It's just so weird.
So yeah, Ando says I'm gonna be fine with the difficulty, but the disappearing blocks and Yellow Devil can suck. Yeah, Yellow Devil, you saw him briefly there for a second. He's one of the worst bosses in Mega Man history.
And Mike says, "Hey, it's that Mega Man from Street Fighter X Tekken. This probably inspired the Mega Man costume in Dead Rising. That's my theory." And then we got
This is basically the early version of Ugly Sonic.
Yeah.
Got a friend of his to do it in like 6 hours.
Oh my god,
And
6
that's the reason why I think it's so bad.
They had some 45-year-old guy with a strange-looking weapon.
Despite the cover, word begins to spread, and sales of Mega Man begin to gain momentum.
The first Mega Man was indeed a sleeper hit. Word of mouth really caught on with the Mega Man.
The Mega Man team begins to work on the sequel, but this time with a
Yellow
little
Devil right
extra
there.
help.
Yep.
Character Bushu.
This was an illustration used in a poster which said, "We are waiting for everyone's ideas for new enemies."
There was a contest in Nintendo Power where kids could create robot monsters for the game.
Really?
That's
From two, we had
I actually
children
didn't know that.
participating in the R&D of the game. So you really have the game kind of created by children for children. You have that child touch, actually.
When the sequel arrives in America in 1989, there's already a captive audience ready to face the evil Dr. Wily.
If I were to have to throw out one single Mega Man title that I really liked, I guess it would be Mega Man 2.
That's everyone's favorite from the classics.
It was probably the one game where I really felt that I had put in 100% of everything that I was aiming for. Out of all the games I've made, one of the best ones. I really liked it.
Capcom, realizing the potential of the game, throws their weight behind the series.
When we made the first Mega Man, you're always limited by memory, how much space you have on the cartridges. And we had tons of characters that we had created that we all wanted to fit in the first game that we couldn't. So all the characters that were left over, we decided to put in number 2.
I want to say something here before we move on a little bit more. This, I think, is the first episode, and we've done about 14 of these now, where the game director has so much of the original art that he's showing off, like hand drawn on paper. You know, that's I think a first in like the series,
Okay.
because I've never seen, you know, just so many drawings, like hand drawn drawings, that were actually used before they put them like in the game themselves. That's very unusual, to be honest. So it really does go to show you that, you know, back in the day, this game had like such simplistic art, and they were like very involved with making this game, even though they were told that this game was going to bomb. And I think that's actually pretty cool.
A lot of the characters became a lot more bright and colorful. The sprites were a lot prettier in the second one. We were able to do a lot of things that we couldn't do in the first one.
The game is popular, selling more copies than the original and ensuring that the Blue Bomber will return.
Oh, wow.
Another thing
Mega Man.
that makes 2 far superior to 1 is there's a password system, so you can resume where you left off. You can't do that in Mega Man 1.
Yeah, good design, and for the less talented of us, the metal blades were OP and fun to use.
So yeah, I just realized Ando's got the portal turret, which that's awesome. I freaking love Portal. But yeah, so Metal Man, his because like we were saying earlier, is like you beat a boss, you get his weapon, and then that weapon is strong against some other boss, and you got to go figure out which boss it's strong against. The metal blade that you get from Metal Man and Mega Man 2 is the weakness of almost every boss in the game, including including Metal Man, because another thing that's traditional Mega Man formula is you go through each of the boss's stages, and then at the end of the game, you have a boss rush where you fight them all over again, and Metal Man dies to his own Metal Blade in one hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you would think that each boss would be immune or take severely less damage to their own weapon, but no, it even kills Metal Man. His own weapon will kill him in one hit.
Okay, I did not know that. Also, one of the rare examples of the sequel outselling the original.
And Street Fighter came out around the same time, are responsible for, Capcom. They branded Capcom. They made them a company to be reckoned with. People didn't really know Capcom as a brand until, Mega Man came shooting in.
With the success of 2 Mega Man games, Capcom rushes to release number 3.
When Mega Man 1 and 2 and 3 hit, it was huge. I mean, they kept coming out in progression. Like, it was, one after the other after the other. Capcom didn't waste any time. They might not have known they had a hit on their hands, but once they did, it was immediate.
Mega Man is on a roll, but Capcom's next move will be a frustrating one.
Is it because Mega Man 4 was terrible?
So Mega Man 1 was in December of 87, Mega Man 2 was December of 88, Mega Man 3 was September of 1990, Mega Man 4 December of 91. So they came out like bam, 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 all like, not a whole lot of development time between them.
No. As our friend Diablo said, they released one game into 4 parts.
Oh yeah, with the Dot Hat games.
Yeah. But yeah, that's 91 was when Mega Man 4 came out, huh? That's the year I was born.
92 was Mega Man 5, Mega Man 6 was 93, and then Mega Man 7 was 95. Mega Man 8 was 96. So,
jeez, they were cranking them out like Mormons with babies.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, so after Mega Man 8, there was a long gap between Mega Man 8 and 9 because 9 was a 360 arcade game as well as like a Wii. It also was released on the Wii Virtual Console.
Mm-hmm.
So there was quite a big gap, and because 7 was a Super Nintendo. What Mega Man's 1 through 6 were all NES. Mega Man 7 was Super Nintendo. Mega Man 8 was PS1, and then Mega Man 9 and 10 went back to the original 8-bit graphics because 7 and 8 look like Super Nintendo and PS1 games.
And we got Mr. Jake saying
Yo!
hi, like the stream.
BD Jake, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. Hit me up sometime, buddy. We gotta talk. I haven't talked to you in a bit.
Yeah, it's been a while. A while.
Japanese music.
In 1991, Nintendo releases the Super Nintendo, an updated version of their aging console system. With the arrival of better graphics and sound, classic 8-bit games are given new life in a 16-bit world. But one character is nowhere to be seen.
I think they continue to do Mega Man games for the NES because, first of all,
this guy looks like John Lennon if he lived and got fat. That's just my opinion. Do you see it? Because that's what I see.
I do. I wouldn't have thought of that, but now that you mention it.
It was easy to do. It was inexpensive for them to develop additional Mega Man games. All 6 of the Mega Man games for the NES use the same character animation. They have different music, different backgrounds, different enemies, different things to do, but it's basically the same engine. They got it right the first time, and they just continued to do it.
If it ain't broke,
They didn't want to mess with the formula. Capcom's famous for not messing with a good thing. And at the time, Mega Man 2 had done outrageous numbers, and 3 did fairly well. And they figured, why mess with a good thing?
Yep. Hard to argue.
Like maybe the decision seems a little weird now. But at the time, the installed base of the Nintendo was outrageous. It was huge. So why wouldn't you want to release a new Nintendo game with, your all-star Mega Man?
Mega Man 4 blasts its way onto
What was that? That artwork for the box, that was it? Really? Did you see that?
Your all-star Mega Man.
Oh. Yes. That
is weird looking too, man.
Better than the original Mega Man box art. It actually looks like Mega Man.
Yeah, it looks like Mega Man. It looks like one of those like creepy 90s dolls a little bit. You remember those ones? Like the really hard plastic face ones?
Maybe?
I don't think... I had a sister, so that's why the only reason is why I say it.
Okay.
So like she had like one of those like creepy like hard plastic like oh, how can I say this? It was like a Cabbage Patch Kid, I think, where it's like the body was soft, but all the limbs and the head were hard.
Okay.
And that's what this looks like. It looks like one of those, like almost like a Garbage Pail Kid a little bit.
Okay.
It's weird.
Mega Man 4 blasts its way onto shelves in 1991. However, many people are beginning to move on to the newer system, leaving the Blue Bomber with a shrinking fan base. Mega Man 5 is released in 1992.
Yeah, after the
And
Super
Mega Man
Nintendo was
6
out.
hits the shelves a year later with little fanfare. The future looks bleak for the little robot.
Oh no.
He's a Reploid,
But in
not a
true
robot.
video game style, he's about to get another life. By 1994, Capcom has quite a bit of experience making games for the Super Nintendo. They know that they will have to do more than just re-release older games on the new system. Mega Man needs a makeover.
Yes, he did.
I guess with every system you have to have some sort of major evolution because graphically you can do so much more. And the cool thing about Mega Man is he didn't go into 3D because you couldn't really quite yet. So instead what Capcom did was just give him a makeover and make him Mega Man X.
Yeah.
Using elements of the original series, Capcom's designers add new moves.
Hard shot, dash, and upgrades and collectibles.
Yeah, this definitely looks like a step up from the original Mega Man now to this. Like, you can notice, like this definitely felt like next gen right here.
Yeah. Yep.
Very noticeable upgrade. Just the two side by side. That's wild.
Another thing that's really nice about the Mega Man X games is there's so many like collectibles and upgrades and stuff, whereas the original ones, like especially with the first one, there's the only like upgrades you ever get are the weapons you get from defeating the bosses. You can't increase your health bar. They did add in, I don't remember if it was Mega Man 2 or 3, but they did add energy tanks, which are one-time collectibles, and then it'll fully refill your health. So that was a nice addition. But in Mega Man X, they added sub-tanks where you can get 4 and they're reusable, and it'll refill your health, and then you have to fill them back up again in order to use them again.
Yeah.
So not just the graphics, but they just like took every aspect of the game to the next level.
Yeah. That's for sure. And I remember playing these on the PS2 more than I do on a Super Nintendo, obviously.
Because Mega Man X4 was the first one on PS1. I believe X4, 5, and 6 were all PS1. And then X7 and X8 were PS2. Give me just a second, and I will be able to confirm that.
That's fine.
Got it pulled up here. But yeah, X7 is so with the X series, X1, 2, 3, and 4, everyone regards as like great games. 5, okay. 6, not great. 7 is by far the worst of all the Mega Man X games, if not just all the Mega Man games in general.
Yeah. All right, let's continue.
And new characters to give gamers a different experience.
Zero,
Yeah,
right?
Oh,
Mega
the
Man X
music
series
was
was
so
very
good.
different from the originals.
Mega Man has always
It
had
still
good
the
music.
same
Very
type of
iconic.
gameplay. The character was similar.
Even
It
Legends
took
had good
place in a
music.
different time frame. The Mega Man X games are harder.
No. Mega Man Classic is way harder than
I-
Mega Man X.
Tend to not like the Mega Man X series, mainly because it's really hard.
It's so much
I feel like
easier than the
breaking my
classic
controller
games.
when
What are
I
you
play
talking
them.
about? This guy's on crack.
Well,
Mega
yeah,
Man Classic games are 10 times harder than the Mega Man X games.
they seemed to disagree back in the day. They thought these games were much harder.
Maybe if you go with base Mega Man X and don't collect any of the upgrades, or you collect the upgrades, it's so much easier. So, yeah, I was right. Mega Man X 4, 5, and 6 were all PlayStation 1. Mega Man X7 and X8 were PS2.
Yeah, I remember playing them on the PS2 more than the PS1.
They're much more serious in tone. The boss characters in the original Mega Man games are a little more comical and lighthearted and more colorful. The Mega
Yeah, this
Man
was the
X characters are
90s.
hard and metallic.
Everything was
And the
fucking
games
edgy,
are-
bro.
Some of those games are brutally difficult.
Yet the game finds its fans.
So it was this really cool techno quality to Mega Man. was really neat. Like all the bosses were a lot more extravagant.
And this Yellow Devil's harder than any of these.
All the sprites were a
Exactly.
lot more
Yellow
colorful.
Devil's way worse
Instead
than
of the
anything.
basic flame man, you had like mantises and peacocks and all these really extravagant creatures and bosses that you really didn't expect in the Mega Man universe. But when they make a flamingo robotic, it's cool for some reason. Dr. Wily knew what he was doing.
A flamingo robotic.
Mega Man X arrives in stores in 1994,
I don't either.
and Mega Man fans take notice. Mega Man's popularity is on the rise, and Capcom releases 2 games only a few months apart, Mega Man X2 and
I do like how Mega Man could easily jump up a mountain with his arms up in his air, like he just don't care.
That's one of the things. Like I said, I grew up on the Mega Man X games, so when I went back to playing the Mega Man Classic games, it was hard because you don't have the wall jump, you don't have the slide or dash. Because they did introduce the slide in Mega Man the Classic games, but it wasn't until like 4 or 5. I don't remember which one, but you didn't have it for the first couple. So some of these like things that I just took for granted, I didn't have them. Like energy tanks. It was rough. So anyone who grew up on Mega Man X, I'm assuming he's going to like him more than classic games. But if you grew up in the classic games, I could understand why you like those better. It's just I like the Mega Man X games light years better than the classic series.
I feel like for me when I was playing it, I didn't like how the jump and shoot button mechanics were. It was based off of the Japanese layout, and that caught me off guard at first for the original Mega Man games.
One of the other things is because they added the dash, and so there's a dedicated dash button. So a lot of the times you want to shoot and jump and dash at the same time. So when I was playing on Super Nintendo, I actually played it with my thumb doing these, and then my finger was on this button, which was the dash button. So I played it like this rather than like this, because you can't, doing that, you can't dash and jump and shoot all at the same time. So
you're telling me that guy from the Xbox episode was a legitimate gamer, because that's how he was playing the fucking fighting games.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
It's like, what is that? That is a weird way to hold a controller.
Mega Man 7. For the first time, Capcom allows 2 separate series to continue simultaneously, both the X series and the Classic series.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It got to a point where there was just a new Mega Man game coming out practically every year. I don't know if everybody was on top of that and was just continuing to buy all the Mega Man games, but the fact that there was a steady stream of games with that character in it, really guaranteed that he would continue to be successful even when the newer systems started to come out.
Mega Man X3 arrives in stores less than a year later, but once again, the video game landscape is changing, and Mega Man will soon find himself homeless.
No.
That was my favorite Mega Man
By
game
1997, Nintendo has retired their Super Nintendo, and Sony's PlayStation is sending shockwaves through the industry. But Sony isn't exactly embracing Mega Man with open arms.
I don't know if Sony's ever spoken about this policy on the record, but it's pretty well known that in the early days of the PlayStation, they really wanted to differentiate the PlayStation hardware from everything else that had come before it. And what that meant in a nutshell was 3D games as opposed to 2D games, which is what the Super NES and the Genesis were really known for.
Sony does not like 2D games. That is very important to understand from their original standpoint on the PlayStation.
Because of that,
it was important for Capcom.
Because of what they're saying, how like Sony wanted like 3D games, they didn't want 2D games. Symphony of the Night almost didn't get made because of that, and that's one
crazy.
Of the quintessential games, especially for the Metroidvania genre. I mean, that game is why Vania is in the name of Metroidvania.
It's one of the most iconic PlayStation games, if not one of the most iconic games of all time.
Exactly, and it almost didn't happen because PlayStation's like, no, we need 3D games. We're done with 2D.
Mm-hmm. Wild.
To continue its formula of what worked, and 2D was what worked for them, so they originally did not want to do much for PlayStation because Sony did not want them to do anything for them.
When Capcom approached them with Mega Man for the PlayStation in the US and Sony shot them down.
Capcom still moves ahead, and to mark the 10th anniversary of the Blue Bomber, they decide to release Mega Man 8, an update for the Classic series, for the Sega Saturn.
Ready.
I did not realize that was the original
Fearing
version
the
for Sega Saturn.
No, I didn't know that either.
I thought it was originally for PS1.
Well, this is probably one of those like rare. I gotta look this up. I'm curious now. Let's go price charting. Mega Man.
Oh, you're
8.
gonna look up how much it goes for?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Because I know Mega Man 7 was on Super Nintendo. I don't think Mega Man 8 was on Super Nintendo. I think it was PS. The only one I knew it was on was PS1, but apparently it's on Saturn as well, and that was the original version. Yeah, there was no Mega Man 8 on Super Nintendo.
$180 for the Mega Man 8 version.
Woo! For Saturn?
That's just for the loose copy.
On Saturn, right?
Yes, on Saturn. It's $475 for a complete in box copy.
Whew.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's like one of the things too, is that Capcom loves to actually support these actual like game companies and systems a lot more than people realize. Like a lot of people don't know that the original Resident Evil is actually on Saturn. You know.
Okay.
So I actually didn't know that this game was on there either, to be honest with you. But as Pop Culture says, Mega Man 8 had some great anime cutscenes.
There have been some anime cutscenes in a number of Mega Man games. Not on Super Nintendo, but like the Mega Man X4, yeah, the disc-based ones going
Petition.
forward.
Sony also agrees to release the game. But they have a condition.
And Sony insisted that the PlayStation version of Mega Man 8 have something different, special, additional, that the Saturn version didn't have. They ended up including a commemorative booklet that showed all the different boss characters from various Mega Man games. Just so that Sony could say, hey, the PlayStation version's got something the Saturn version doesn't have.
Mega Man finally arrives on Sony's new console, but his next jump will be an unexpected one.
Mega Man 9, going back to the 8-bit.
Now Legends.
Oh, Legends, okay.
It has to be Legends. That's what they're going to say next, right?
That would make sense. That's what came out next.
Yeah.
In 1988, Capcom follows up Mega Man's arrival on the PlayStation by agreeing to Sony.
This game needs a quality of life and improvement. This was part of those GeForce Now leaks. I don't know if you knew this or not, but there was like that big hack with all the games datas that were like uploaded to GeForce and stuff like that. And they said that we were supposed to get a Mega Man Legends and Tron Bonnie remaster and or remake in the vein of like a bunch of other games that kind of Capcom's been doing.
That would make sense given that we haven't had a new the only new Mega Man game we've gotten in like 15 years was Mega Man 11. All the Mega Man games we've gotten since then have all been like collections of older ones, like the Mega Man Anniversary Collection, Mega Man X Anniversary Collection. The one that's coming out soon is the Mega Man Star Force Collection.
Mm-hmm.
There was the Mega Man Battle Network Collection. There's all these collections. So I would not be surprised at all if that's true, and we got a Mega Man Legends collection and or Tron and Bonnie.
We need it. These games are fucking expensive. It's $500 to buy Tron Bonnie physically. It's not.
Jeez.
And I wish I was first in line at that at my favorite game store because they had a copy for buy two get one free day, and I had $1,000 in credit, so I would have walked home with that. But you know. If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, you know, that's the old saying. But no, I also got to remind people all these games are on the PlayStation 3 and the Vita store. So if you still have a PlayStation 3, I would recommend buying these games now while you can. I think it will cost you maybe $30 or like $25 to buy Mega Man Legends 1, 2, and Tron Bonnie. So these games are pretty pricey for complete in box for PlayStation 1 as well. And then, didn't Legends Villain get a spinoff? Could do a collect. Yeah, it was The Misadventures of Tron Bonnie. That was the spinoff they were thinking of there, Ando.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that game until you told me about that game a couple years ago.
Dude, that game was great. You get to like make your little army of servo bots, and they rob people, and then you can punish them if they fuck up. It's great.
Because I just pulled it up here, and it definitely doesn't look like it plays like a traditional Mega Man game. What would you say it plays similar to?
From what I can remember, because I haven't played this game in so long, I was like a kid, but like you just basically go around and break up buildings, and then you send a bunch of those little servo bots in to rob people. It's fun.
Okay.
It is a very Japanese feeling kind of game. That's the best way I could say it.
Given that I'm such a huge fan of Mega Man, I definitely have to play this at some point.
Yeah, you should. Like I said, if you can, it's like think for like $5 if you ever really want to play it. I'll even mail you my Vita, and you can play it on the Vita if you really want, or just download it if you can. I'm pretty sure you can emulate it. It's a cheap game if you don't buy it physically. It's still pretty cheap, so I'd highly recommend people go out there and get it. But yeah, this game is tough, not because of like the actual gameplay itself is like hard.
Like controls, right?
It is one of those PlayStation 1 games that did not use the DualShock, and it was like the original one, so your movement is all L1 and R1 to go left and right, and then you got to jump and move around and everything. So like I've been playing it on my PlayStation 3 controller, and the joysticks are useless, and I keep touching the joysticks thinking something's going to happen, and it doesn't.
I wonder if you emulate it, I wonder if you could map the controls to joysticks so that the controls are better. I would assume so.
I would assume so, but just like with every Steam mod for like a game that doesn't have controller support, it is so hard. It's just so much work just to fucking get something to work like that. I hate it.
Yep, I totally get you because I've been trying to figure out the best way to do Metroid Prime Hunters, which is a DS game, and it's basically all the touch screen, and trying to do it emulated so I can play it for retro achievements is a pain in the butt, and there's no good solution out there.
Yeah, I'm just also more of a tactile guy. I kind of just like playing it the original way, just like we did back in the day. Damn it.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like if the game's got retro achievements, I want to play it so I have something to show for it.
Yeah, I also really like about the Mega Man Legends series is that they did shout it out in Project Cross Zone, because one of your allies that you get in the first game, at least not the second one, but Tron Bonnie is one of your support allies, and they make a lot of heavy references to that video game. I love it so much. Go check those games out. I've never can say enough about those games. They're great.
Every time I see that game reference or something, I always think of you because I know how much you love the Project Cross Zone games.
They're so great. They're just fun. They're pure fun.
Demand for a new look at the little robot.
Wait a second. Where are you going, Mega Man? That's not the right way.
But the overhaul will take some work.
The Mega Man series is originally a 2D game.
Look at that servo bot, just pure terror.
He's like, I've seen some things.
I've seen some shit in this office. Let me tell you.
Oh, they got Mega Man Battle Network, Megaman.exe down there as well,
Yeah,
and that's the roll from Mega Man Battle Network as well. Right.
I want this. I want the servo bot. Where can I buy this? Just this exact one, just like menacingly. We need one for you there, Neo. We need to give you this one right here. So it's just staring in the background.
I have, I don't have anything Mega Man for my background, but I do want to get some Mega Man stuff for my background eventually.
We'll start with the servo bot. I'll look it up for you.
That works for me.
No, even better. We'll have AC look it up for you. So, because when he gets back to Japan, I'll be like, you have one mission now. You got to find this exact servo bot, and if you don't, you fail. You got to commit harakiri, right?
Go break into the Capcom headquarters and find it and kidnap it.
Exactly. Just go in there, kick the door in, and be belligerent and be like, where the fuck's Inafune?
Yes, because he still works at Capcom.
He still works there, right? Hey, he took a picture in front of the building, so he knows where the building's at. All right?
And trying to transform that 2D game into a 3D world. How would Mega Man look as he's jumping in a 3D world? How would he look as he's firing, running, all in this 3D world?
And this is the most tedious way to play Mega Man. I will stand by that. I haven't played 2 yet, but I will say this to anyone that wants to play 1. Take all the Adderall you can and fucking hyper focus, because you are going to be having that good old days of fucking the 90s video games where you jump like 3 miles and you have to move everything and maneuver everything right. This was the original tank controls, all right? The original tank controls. And this was fucking god awful.
So many different animations and movements you have to think about that aren't considered in 2D because they don't exist. If I was going to have to say there's one particular trait about
That's the director of the Battle Network games there, Neil.
Oh, okay. Masahiro Yasuma.
The Mega Man Legends.
Hey, there's a monkey too, right there from Mega Man Legends.
And he's got the same Megaman.exe and roll, and he's got the same servo bot.
I think they just rotated them in there. It's like, all right, here's your time for the interview. Only highlight I know about Mega Man Legends 1 is that Mega Man can look at adult magazines. Yes, he can. In fact, he gets girlfriend. He's got a bunch of women after him. Mega Man is a player. Or sorry. He's not a player, he just fucks a lot. That's what he would say, right?
Series that really stands out. It would have to be that you're on an adventure.
I'm okay, Roll. Everything's all right here.
Trying to put Rockman in this new 3D world and have him interact.
Very iconic music that you hear in the background. That do 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 do. That one I've heard in so many TikToks and like YouTube shorts and every video. I was like, oh, Mega Man.
Huh.
With everything in a believable fashion, and still have all the fans think, yes, that is in fact the Mega Man that I'm used to playing as. Trying to keep that image was very difficult.
See, he's kicking the garbage can because he's frustrated at the controls. All right, it's
that would make sense. The thing that always bothered me about Mega Man Legends is that he's got hair and he's not wearing his helmet. It's like, why is he not wearing his helmet?
no, it's like Luke Skywalker. That's how I look at it.
It's a game that utilizes 3D, a really free world where you can go and do anything you really want to. It's not very linear. And with this adventurous world inside the Mega Man Legends series, we figured that there's a lot of different kinds of action, not just destroying an enemy or defeating an enemy.
Also, I think this is one of the better graphical PS1 kind of games. I think this art style does actually hold up relatively well, comparatively speaking, to a lot of 3D games like it.
Yeah, I would agree.
Other kinds of action are just, for example, walking down the road and maybe you kick a can or you shoot down a tree or something like that. So that alone gave it a lot of freedom and made it a lot more of a huge whole new world and adventure. I think that's what really makes the Legends series stand out.
Mega Man Legends is definitely, I would say, is the most underrated Mega Man game.
Yes!
I mean, it took Mega Man kicking and screaming into 3D gaming.
I agree.
Unfortunately, many don't agree.
Well, they could go
Graphics
fuck
were not
themselves.
state of the art, but they were decent at the time, and still Mega Man fans picked up on. It didn't sell as well as the 2D games, but it was something that at least made Sony happy. It was 3D on their platform.
I know that a lot of people, whenever like games, the topic of like games that need sequels or like got left on a cliffhanger, Mega Man Legends 2 is always one that gets brought up.
Yeah, because 3 was supposed to come out, and then I guess they gave up development about it because it wasn't a big seller.
That makes sense.
Which is sad. But, you know, with Capcom doing all this work, like, you know, out of all the companies out there, Capcom seems to actually try the most to, like, keep their IPs revived and fresh in some way, shape, or form out of most of them. And that includes, like, Square Enix and Nintendo. Like, we are getting a new Okami game. We're getting a new Onimusha game next year. You know, so it's like, I have hope. I'm hoping.
Is Okami Capcom as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm shocked you didn't know that, actually.
I haven't played it, so I have it. I just haven't played it yet.
Oh, wonderful game. Actually, beautiful game.
I bought it just because I know it's so highly regarded by so many people. So I bought it when it's on sale. So I have it. I just haven't played it yet, but I will be playing it at some point.
Yeah, the Kamiya, worked at that studio. It was Clover's back in the day. It was like a subsidiary spinoff of Capcom.
Oh yeah, because they're Hideki Kamiya. He's
Kamiya. That's what I meant. Hideki Kamiya. Yeah.
He started Platinum, right?
Yeah, he went and founded Platinum. I even think Shinji Mikami was there for a bit too, if I recall correctly.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and then Shinji spinned off to make his own studio, which now is owned by the Korean company Krafton.
Oh, Krafton. Okay.
Yeah, they were Tango Gameworks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but no, like this Clover Studio, which is now Clover's, they revived it actually, ironically enough. They did all those fun games like Okami, Beautiful Joe, PO03 or PN03, the
PN03.
game.
Yep.
And then there was also God Hand, which God Hand, once again, if people looking for a cheap way to buy that, if you have a PS3, it's $10 on your PS3. Go and download it.
That's the beat 'em up, right?
Yeah, that's the really
3D
wacky,
beat 'em up,
over the top Japanese beat 'em up game. Yeah.
I've seen it in list videos many times.
Yeah, that was Hideki Kamiya, and I think someone else. I don't want to say Shinji Mikami, but I think it might be Shinji Mikami too.
Okay.
You could quote me in the comments later, folks. I don't know all this information off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. Damn it.
Boy, that new engine sure is something. Completely different from the old one.
Following
Is
the
that
leap
what his
into the
voice
third
sounded
dimension,
like?
Capcom
Yes.
begins to look for other video game genres for their star to explore. First, Capcom sets their sights on the popular world of strategy gaming with the Mega Man Battle Network series.
On the anime too.
Actually,
Yep.
there was two things that were kind of problematic about Battle Network #1. First of all, there was never a game of its type before. There was no pattern to follow, no rough idea to go upon. If there was any type game, it was never really successful. They'd all failed. So to blend an action game along with the
Ando says here, really should grab a PS3 that's backwards compatible with 1 and 2. And so I have a legit way to play Yakuza Dead Souls. Yeah, we learned that from our friend Dude, that even if you buy a Slim, you could still play your PS1 games, but you just can't play your PS2 games.
That's weird.
I know. Dude was the one that pointed out. Shout out Dude for that one. But
I do remember him mentioning that at some point.
But also, if you're looking for PlayStation 3s, remember, they were region free. So PlayStation does have a lot of cool collector edition consoles that were only released in Japan that aren't super expensive. Like my One Piece one that I have for my PS3. The only downside is they are region locked for PS2 and PS1 games.
But
So,
not for PS3 games.
not PS3 games. Just PS1 and PS2.
So dumb.
Yeah.
I never understood what was the point of region locking. Like, why did that even exist?
I think it had something to do with more like the PAL stuff, you know?
PAL versus NTSC.
Yeah, I think it was more so stuff with that, but I don't actually know 100%. Someone explained it to me one time, long ago, and it was like one of those facts where it's like, oh, that's interesting, and then I think it quickly left my mind.
I gotta go down that rabbit hole to figure out, because I just remember it's like I've always been curious, like why were region locks and NTSC and PAL, like why was that a thing? Why wouldn't it just be easier to just do it all as like one format?
Yeah, because there's a lot of actual like fun PAL games that were only released in like Europe that I would like to get, and some that were only released in Japan, like the Attack of the 10,000 Foot Lady or something like that. I think it's called, where it's like you play as a flying attack helicopter and you shoot women's boobs. And
I've heard of that game.
And then there's another really cool one that was only released in Europe. I think it's called 10,000 Guns or 10,000 Bullets. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that was a really cool Japanese game. I can't remember who made it, but I've seen play for it. And I was like, this is an American game. Why are they only releasing it in Europe? This is bullshit, you know? So like that's the only reason why I want to modify a PS3 so I can unregion lock it and I can play all those games. That's and it's easy to do a lot of that stuff because all it is like a USB drive and you just plug it in and then you can unlock, the regions on a lot of stuff like that. It's all software based.
Kind of fun you get from the Pokemon games.
Hey, shout out! Best Pokemon games right here.
Or a Yu-Gi-Oh card game.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hell yeah. They're using the Game Boy emulator for your GameCube too to show off.
Oh, that's right.
You can see it right there. Shout out.
The Game Boy
those
player.
two elements together, just the right amount of balance to make the game fun yet new and fresh. That was very difficult.
I didn't think we were gonna get a
Combat system
Pokemon
in
and
the Mega
Yu-Gi-Oh
Man
shout
Battle
out in
Network
this
games
video.
is very
Here we
different
are.
from what you see in a traditional Mega Man game. It's really an interesting variation from the type of gameplay that Mega Man is known for.
Yeah, I had never thought
Capcom-
about the Mega Man Battle Network game does share a lot of like gameplay mechanics with Pokemon games. I never really thought about that. But the fact that it's got like actual, active combat and not a turn based is why I like the Mega Man Battle Network games, and I was not a fan of Pokemon.
Well, on top of that too, it also was not this particular one, but the later incarnations did have like the 2 version release, and I believe that they also had like a fun special gimmick in the later DS versions where they came with like little chips. Do you remember those?
Are you talking about the Mega Man ones?
Yeah.
Okay, because Mega Man Battle Network 1 and 2 were just a single game. It was Mega Man Battle Networks 3, 4, 5, and 6 that all had 2 versions, just like Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what I said. Not these ones, but like the later ones.
The DS ones, those were the Star Force games. I never played any of those, so but they play exactly like Battle Network. It's just instead of it being like you saw the combat there, where it's kind of like here's the playing field and you're looking at it at this angle. They just change the camera perspective, so you're actually like it's an over the shoulder, but the gameplay is still like identical. But in regard to your question, no, I did not know that there was like it came with like actual physical battle chips. That's pretty cool.
I think something like that. Mr. Matty Plays did a breakdown of these games. I obviously could be misremembering which games were which, but I remember he brought up like they came with like special chips and stuff like that. Because I think even in the Star Force trailer, it said it had all the unlockables that weren't unlockable unless you had certain things from back in the day, if I recall correctly.
Oh, okay.
So it's like these are the definitive way to play these games now. It's kind of like when people ask me if you want to play Monster Hunter Stories, I'm like, just buy the Switch and Xbox and the PS4 versions because it has all the DLC, including the Japanese only stuff. So like that's the best prime way to play it.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna do it with when the Star Force Legacy Collection comes out, because Star Force the first one actually had 3 versions, and then Star Force 2 and 3 each had 2 versions. So between those 3 games, there was 7 different games.
I think they said they were going to do all 7 of them in one go.
It's probably going to be something similar to the Mega Man Battle Network collection, since, like I said, there was Mega Man's 1 and 2 were 1 game each, and then there was 4 games that had 2 versions each. So that's actually like 10 separate different versions. I have the Mega Man Battle Network collection. I just haven't played it, so I don't really know how they handle that.
Right. And I think it might be kind of like how they handle some stuff. It's kind of like what they did with Monster Rancher, where they just got like in-game features built in to access all that, other stuff. Like I don't know, Monster Rancher, I don't know if you remember when I streamed a little bit of that, but Monster Rancher, you have to put in different CDs.
Yeah, I thought that was such a cool concept.
Yeah, and basically what they did for the PC and the Switch port was like you just type in the name of the CD and it gave you the metadata.
That's right. Yeah, I do remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, those are pretty fun.
So, on to the Mega Man Zero games, which are awesome.
We're almost done. We got about just under 2 minutes left.
Returns to the classic Mega Man style with the release of Mega Man Zero.
Back to that style of gameplay. It's a lot easier to understand what you have to do when you go into a game like that cold and you just pick up the controller for the first time. You run to the right and you beat guys up.
Jump and shoot. Jump and shoot.
On platforms. People are comfortable with that.
In 2003, Capcom celebrates the 15th anniversary of its beloved character and releases updates to all 3 of its ongoing Mega Man series.
For a while, I think that
Mega Man X7.
Yikes. That game is so bad.
Mega Man Network Transmission.
I haven't played it yet, but I'm going to at some point.
And Mega Man Zero.
Now, I thought that was kind of like the other Mega Man games on the Game Boy Advance.
So
Right,
Mega Man
like
Network
that.
Transmission is kind of like a mix of Mega Man X and Mega Man Battle Network, where it plays like a traditional 2D platformer, but you have some combat from Mega Man Battle Network with the battle chips and stuff. So I haven't played it yet, but it is on the to-do list.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just kind of just like the other one. Because I actually just picked that up not too long ago. Maybe I'll play that this year. Who knows?
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
I have not heard anything bad about it. The only thing I want to know is like, is it short? Like that's another thing.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, I always look at that when playing my games. Let's see, network transmission. Because I played it for a couple minutes, but I have not played it in its entirety. But yeah, it's basically a hybrid of Mega Man X and Mega Man Battle Network. So it looks like it's about 12 hours, so it doesn't look like it's too terribly long.
Not terrible. Not terrible. Ando says X7 is like a middle finger as a celebration gift from what I hear.
That is true because X7 is so bad. They're like, yeah, let's celebrate another Mega Man X game, and it's just terrible because they tried to. It's like kind of like Network Transmission is like a hybrid of Mega Man X and Battle Network. Mega Man X7 is kind of like a hybrid of the Mega Man X games and Mega Man Legends, and it's just terrible because it switches back and forth between being 2D and 3D, and it's just so bad. And
then Pop Culture Mechanics said, I sure liked playing Network Transmissions for the GameCube.
Yep, as a GameCube game. And then the other one that was on GameCube that I don't know, maybe they'll mention it, but I haven't played it, and I don't know if I ever will because it's a turn-based RPG, and that's kind of a no-no for me.
X Command, right?
Mega Man X Command Mission. I've heard it for people who like turn-based RPGs. I've heard it's pretty good. I'll probably play it at some point just because I want to basically play all the Mega Man games because I'm just a huge fan of the franchise. It's not very high up on my wish list of things to do just because I don't like turn-based RPGs. But
it should be fine. I mean, turn-based are more fun. I know that came out for the PlayStation 2, and if you want to save money,
it did.
That's the cheaper one to get because I bought the GameCube one because I'm an asshole, apparently, because I didn't know they had a PS2 version.
So, and Mega Man X Command Mission says it's about 30 hours. So, not too terribly long for a turn-based RPG.
Because we're getting towards my holiday time is coming up here. Obviously, holidays down here in the States and everywhere else. So, I just got my Christmas schedule. So, I got a 5-day vacation coming up for the end of the year at Christmas time. So I'm trying to figure out okay, what video games can I fit in that I think I'm going to play, but then I'll quickly get royally fucked by family obligations and my wife's birthday and everything.
Interesting. Wait, why does it say 407? Is that a subset?
You're looking at retro achievements?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the retro. I'm looking at Mega Man X Collection. Okay. I was like, why is there such a vast difference between achievement numbers between the PS2 and the GameCube version? Because the PS2 version is 102 achievements. Then I saw 407. But that's the Mega Man X Collection on GameCube. The Mega Man X Command Mission is 102, so it's not that big of a difference.
Yeah. I'll say this happy since we're still derailing a little bit before we get back to it. I'm happy Ninja Gaiden 4 is only a 15 to 20 hour game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going pretty slow at it then because I've probably played for 8 hours. I'm only through the first act.
Yeah, you're a little bit farther than me. I'm on. I'm about to enter chapter 5. You said you were on chapter 5.
I think so. I haven't played it in a couple weeks, so I don't know for certain. But I'm either on chapter 5 or chapter 6.
Yeah, you killed the Kitsune girl, right? The fox lady.
Yeah, and then I think I beat the level after that, and I'm at the beginning of the level after that one.
Yeah, I just fought all the Tengus, and I got my combo wombo starting to work out for me. That game is so fun, dude.
It is good.
It is a much needed power fantasy to break the monotony of all the other games I've been playing recently. That's for damn sure. Let's finish this up.
Ew. After 15 years as one of the most revered game characters, he shows no signs of slowing.
Little did they know that was wrong.
Yeah, it just kind of fell off a cliff.
And they hit 15 years, and then quickly, vroom.
Yeah, I think it's because there was
Mega Man is Capcom's biggest selling game series of all time.
Yeah, let's finish this up, man. You get your phone.
Full scroll after Mega Man is a very appealing character. He's got just the right amount of zip and power. There are so many different Mega Mans that you're always going to find one that appeals to you.
Mega Man's still around today is because he's one of the staples of gaming history.
Oh my god.
They're gonna keep making them damn things until he dies. I don't know.
He is what they live on still. There are so many games and so many fans of Mega Man that he's never going to die.
I'm sure they're gonna continue to do a lot more and a lot better Mega Man games. He's here to stay.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Your history of Mega Man. And let's watch Keiji Inafune draw.
I've been making Mega Man for about 15, 16 years now. That's a long time, but I still haven't had enough of him. He's a great character. I've always loved him, and I want to continue to keep making games with him in it. There's no reason to stop if you've got something good on your hands. As you can see, I have a lot of different sketchbooks here, and this isn't all of them.
Oh, look at all that stuff. That's cool.
There's a lot of enemy characters that have gone unused, but the ideas do keep coming. So many books, so little time.
Sigma. 0. Still Penguin.
The person who probably taught me the most in the gaming industry about what it's like to make a game would probably have to be the Blue Bomber himself, Mega Man. He really is a large part of my life.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that they kind of like oversaturated the market with Mega Man games, and that's kind of why there was like in this relatively short period of time there were so many games, and then since then we've got almost none.
We got Mighty Number 9.
Yes, we got Mighty Number 9, which is a a spiritual sequel, which I have not played it yet, but I will play it at some point.
I hear it's ass.
I've heard it's terrible. So when I say I haven't played it, I haven't played through it. I have played like 5 minutes of it, and it seems all right. So I don't know why everyone's hating on it, but maybe I'll discover it as I continue playing it.
Yeah, so Keiji Inafune, this was like basically this photo right here is where he really, really peaked. And then after that, it wasn't so good after that. Now was it?
No. One of the things I was going to say a few minutes ago regarding the Mega Man X collection on GameCube, I played that version last year for the first time, and one thing that I ranted about this on Achievement Chasers after I played it, but because Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3 were Super Nintendo games, they were ported to PlayStation. I don't know if all three of them were, but I know Mega Man X3 was ported to PlayStation later on, but it was originally a Super Nintendo exclusive. When they ported it to PS1, they made some alterations to it, mainly in the sound effects. They went from, I'm not an audiophile that knows everything about sound bites and stuff, but they changed it from like a different type of audio format. And in my opinion, the sound effects in the PlayStation version are just terrible compared to the Super Nintendo version. And the Mega Man X collection on GameCube has the PlayStation version of Mega Man X3, not the Super Nintendo version. It's like, explain to me that one.
Yeah, I'm looking up his work right now. I didn't know this, but did you know that he was a producer on the Minish Cap game?
That was published by Capcom as well as the Oracle game, so that would make sense.
I didn't know that.
But I did not know that, no.
Yeah, he was so basically his entire works was he basically did all the Mega Man games. He was a character designer for a lot of them. And then eventually in the 90s, that's when he started to get into the producer roles with Resident Evil, Onimusha, like I thought so. So he did all the Onimusha games. The Minish Cap, which I thought that's bizarre. That one kind of caught me off guard a little bit here. The Resident Evil 4 port to the PS2 he worked on as well. Basically, Dead Rising, that was another one of his big producing roles as well.
Okay, that was a popular one.
He was also executive producer, and he also did the story for Lost Planet.
Okay.
So he was involved with that series. I didn't know he was involved with Apollo Justice, but that's pretty cool to see. Zack and Wiki, that's a pretty fun game.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a very obscure Capcom game for the Wii.
Okay.
He basically did a lot of like the big stuff. I think this is when he was like kind of running Capcom, and then when Capcom kind of started to fall off, that's when they started to push him out. And then I didn't know this. He made up the concept for Soul Sacrifice. No kidding.
I don't even know if have I heard of that one?
Yeah, that was the Vita exclusive Monster Hunter ripoff where you played as sorcerers and did the sorcerer battles. And if you needed to use like an ultimate move, it would destroy part of your character.
Okay.
So like you would burn off your skin and stuff like that too.
Okay. I may have heard the name Soul Sacrifice, but I know literally zero about it.
Yeah.
So.
He still does some stuff in the industry. The Azure Striker Gunvolt series, I guess he's still heavily involved with those. Azure.
Okay. So there's technically there's 6 games. There's one series and then there's a separate spin-off series. I have them all. I have not played them yet, but there's Gunvolts. They've got very complicated names.
Yeah, they're very Japanese.
And then there's a third one I don't actually have because it's actually a rhythm game. But I do have all of the 2D platformer ones because they're basically like spiritual successors to Mega Man. So I was like, heck yeah, sign me up. So there's Azura Striker Gunvolts 1, 2, and 3, and then there's Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avengers IX 1 and 2. So I have all 5 of those, and there's one more, and it's like a rhythm game. I like that. So.
Yeah. Have you played Recore by any chance?
I also Gunvolt Records is the rhythm one. Recore. I have it because it is a Metroidvania. I have it on the backlog, but I have not played it yet. But I will play it at some point.
I got the collector's edition for that, and I still haven't played it either.
Was that Capcom?
No, that's when he left. That was a Xbox exclusive when he was working with like a different studio, I think, that he owned.
Okay.
And they were the publisher for that. I heard it's good, but I heard it's not like amazing. You know what I mean?
That's what I've heard.
But I know Microsoft was like really excited because they wanted to work with Inafune, obviously, because he's a legend in the industry. And they didn't get their best work. Also, that collector's edition, I bought it brand new for like $50, and I still think it's one of my favorite collector's editions because the statue is enormous.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Keiji Inafune. Let's take one last look at the man here when he was still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yes. Do you know what caused the falling out between him and Capcom?
A lot of the bad Capcom decisions. He is kind of considered a Westaboo. So you know how like
that mean?
So like you know how the term weeaboo is a thing.
I've heard that term. I don't know what that means.
It basically means like someone's obsessed with Japanese culture, kind of a
Okay.
weeb. He is like the opposite version of that. He's obsessed with Western culture.
Okay.
So when he was kind of like running things at Capcom, when the notorious Capcom crash, he kind of greenlit a lot of the bad ideas. Or if he didn't, he kind of got blamed for a lot of it.
Okay. This term Westaboo, would that also apply to the Konami guy? I just blanked on his name. Death Stranding. Kojima, thank you. Would you say that applies to him as well?
Would I say that he is a Westaboo? I think he's just artsy fartsy.
Okay.
I wouldn't say like he's a Westaboo. I feel like he is kind of like the guy that a lot of people look at and kind of just go like, oh, he's like artsy fartsy and stuff like that. You know?
Okay.
Like he's a theater kid. That's my theory. Even though I don't know anything about Kojima. Which one of these is a there is a Metal Gear Solid episode. I want to find someone who's a big fan of that to do with, because that sounds good. But yeah, no, Cap. I don't consider him a Westaboo. I just consider him more like you know, an artsy fartsy kind of guy. He thinks he's deeper than what he is.
Gotcha.
But no, that was pretty interesting. I didn't know a lot about that about some of the stuff too.
My favorite thing is I knew the Mega Man box art was bad. I didn't know it was 6 hours bad. I mean, it shows, but that was, I think, the favorite thing I learned.
Yeah, and I like this a lot too. It's so funny to think that they're like, Mega Man never goes stop, but little did they know it was going to hard stop after this. This was the peak of Mega Man, basically. It quickly died off relatively quickly after that, with just basically the DS keeping it alive, and then he was more relegated to like, hey, this game has got him as a guest character more than anything else.
Yeah, because I know Mega Man and X and Zero showing up in like Capcom, Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah, all the crossover games and stuff like that. As like, hey, he's a reference in not Death Stranding, in Dead Rising, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get a full Mega Man outfit, even a Mega Buster in that game. I believe.
Yeah, how are you about Death Stranding, by the way? I mean, I keep saying Death Stranding because it's on my mind. Dead Rising.
I have not played it.
My biggest problem is it's one of those you're on a timer games.
I do know that.
So I'm not really a huge fan of basically doing the like on a timer type of games. I hate doing that because I'm a slow and steady wins the race kind of turtle.
Yeah, I totally get you. That's one of the things. Like the only like timer based game that pops into my head like immediately, and I also love is Majora's Mask, and if it wasn't for the reverse Song of Time in that game, I wouldn't be as big of a fan of it as I am, because the reverse Song of Time slows the speed of time down by like 75%. I don't remember exactly what the percentage is, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
So if it was just the regular speed and you couldn't do anything about it, I wouldn't be as big of a fan of it as I am. But yeah, I can totally understand, because that's one of the things that people don't like about Majora's Mask is because of the time frame that you're always on such a limited time frame. So I can totally understand people not liking that in Dead Rising. And one of the achievements, I don't remember what it's called or what the requirements are, but there is an achievement in the Dead Rising that has to do with like surviving 7 days of like in-game time or something, and it's like one of the hardest achievements on there, and it's still to this day like a very high ratio achievement because so few people actually have that achievement.
Yeah, no, I feel you, but yeah, it's just one of those games where it's like all my friends loved it, and I just remember playing obviously Dead Rising when it came out. It was like a hugely popular game, and I was just like, I hate being on a time limit. That's just like my big thing.
I heard that they removed the time limit for Dead Rising 4, and people hated it because it took
I think they did that in
agency
3
out of
as
the
well,
game.
too.
It could have been. I just know that one of the more recent ones, they took the time route, and people didn't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like one of those games where it's like I would play with a mod on just to remove the time limit. Like I said, that's just like, I don't have a problem with the game per se itself, but it's just like I like to go slow, explore, kick open everything. I like doing the nook and cranny kind of feel. That's why I'm not like a big game streamer, like, you know, because it's like the way I play video games is so boring. That's what I always tell people. They're like, "Oh, why you should stream a game?" I'm like, "Yeah, so I could sit there and just like kick over everything and be autistic and detailed about it, you know?"
Yeah.
It's like I'm not built for that. I'm built for talking And maybe like, because I was thinking if I can't find some guests for next week, like I'm trying to work out some details with people, but I was thinking about just streaming like games like Dispatch or Scarlet Hollow or Slay the Princess, games like those. More detailed, story driven. Can't really get too autistically distracted. Like, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy. It's like, no, we're getting straight to the point. It's a visual novel in more detailed form.
Yeah, certain games. I mean, obviously you can stream whatever game, but certain games are just definitely more, are better inclined for streaming than others.
I think it's just like you gotta be like a type of person too.
That's a big part of it too. Like, yeah, if you have the right personality, you could stream any game and make it entertaining. So,
Am I a completionist? Kinda. Uh, I I like to explore, I guess, the games more so than anything else. I'm not like Neo, who's like a big achievement chaser, but I'm not opposed to 100% in games and stuff like that if I truly do like them. I kind of look at it more like as a love letter more than an addiction like Neo here.
Hey, you platinumed AC Origins, and I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I got all the trophies. All the trophies. But I like that game. Like I said, I consider it like a love letter. It's like for me, like when I think about how I play a game, like especially like if it's an open world game or something like that, or like Mass Effect or something like that, where I just like know the game like the back of my hand. Where it's like I'm teaching other fans stuff about the game. That's how much I'm into it. There's some stuff like that. Like I would say Neo is a better gamer than me in terms of actual talent. Because like he knows, like he doesn't have retard hands like me. He can actually play. He can actually do all those crazy combos and that. But I'm more so like I'm like the second stringer, like vet. Who's like still hanging around. But like, yeah, I can still play when you need me. But my glory days of like being a sweat lord are well over. So now I'm just more like, I'll play a game on like hard if I feel like it, but I'm sticking mostly to normal. I refuse games journalist mode all the time unless I really just want a power fantasy. You know what I mean?
So, back on the topic of Mega Man. So when dude introduced me to Retro Achievements, the very first game I played for Retro Achievements was Mega Man X. And so I've created a list of all the Retro Achievement games I want to play, and it's currently at 543 games. And 69 of those are Mega Man games.
Nice.
So, and out of those 69, I've played 11 of them so far. So, I've got a lot of Mega Man that I want to play, and a lot of those are also ROM hacks. So I've got a crap load of Mega Man ROM hacks that I want to play as well.
Yeah, there's just like I said, there's so much out there to play, so little time, and it just seems like more and more, like a lot of great games are just coming out. It's just like filling up more and more of that time. It's just like I just accept I'll die before I play all of them.
Yeah, probably. On the topic of ROM hacks, because Mega Man X3 is my single favorite Mega Man game and my favorite Super Nintendo game of all time. There's Mega Man X3 Zero Project, which is a ROM hack of Mega Man X3, because Mega Man X3 was the first time that Zero was a playable character. But you can only play him in very small fragments. The Mega Man X3 Zero Project hack allows you to play through the entire game as Zero, and it is fantastic. So Mega Man X3 Zero Project is the definitive way to play Mega Man X3.
Right on. And has a question for you here.
You into retro achievements? Absolutely, I am. Any games you skip because they make an absurd achievement for it, like beat the game without getting hurt. There are lots. So the retro, if you have a game that has a retro achievement set, and then like on another platform, like I said, the Mega Man X Legacy Collection has Mega Man X's 1 through 8 on them, and I played that on Xbox. Technically Xbox One. I 100%ed that, but each one of those individual games, Mega Man X1, 2, 3, 4, X5, all the way through X8, have their own achievement sets on retro achievements. Every single one of those retro achievement set is far harder than any one of them on the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. So the developer achievement sets are typically far easier than the retro achievement sets. So all out of the 11 Mega Man games that I played for retro achievements, I don't have all of the achievements in any of them because some of them are very hard. My closest one is Mega Man X3. I have all but one achievement, and that is for beating the game without getting any upgrades, which I could probably do. I just haven't made an attempt at it yet. So I've become, because I used to be a type of gamer, like I look at I still look at the achievements ahead of time before I play a game, but I used to be of the mindset where if I don't think I can get all the achievements, I won't even bother playing the game. I've become much more lenient on that. It's like I'll play the game as long as I can get as long as I feel like I can get like 80% or more of the achievements. So a lot of these games I will probably never get all the achievements in because there are like that's a perfect example. There are some of these achievements like beat the entire game without taking damage. It's like that's never going to happen. So I'll never get that achievement. But as long as there's not too many of those ridiculously hard achievements, I will go ahead and still play the game.
Right on, right on. All right, well, I think that was a good way to kind of end this little segment here because I think we kind of should end this a little bit more with what are your thoughts about the other Mega Man game? Did you play Mega Man 11? Did you like it?
I have it. I have not played it yet, other than I played it for like 5 minutes just to get the first achievement. They did introduce a completely new, a couple new mechanics. There's like, there's this gear system, and there's 2 different types of gears, and one of them, like, I think one of them slows down time, and the other one, because that's like more of a defensive one, and there's one that like increases your offensive capabilities. So they kind of changed up the gameplay a little bit from the traditional Mega Man game. So I'm looking forward to playing it. And like I said, Mega Man's 1 through 6 were NES games, so they look like NES games. Mega Man 7 and 8 were Super Nintendo and PS1 games. They actually look like Super Nintendo and PS1 games. Mega Man 9 and 10 went back to the NES look, so they look like 8-bit games. Then Mega Man 11 looks like a modern game. It's just a 2D game, so the graphics are really good. But they changed up the gameplay by adding these mechanics, and so it'll be interesting to see how that actually plays. So I'm looking forward to playing it. I just don't know when I'm going to get around to playing it, but I absolutely will play it at some point. And the few minutes that I did play of it, I did like it.
Okay. Right on, right on. I have not played too many of these games. I'm just more of a Mega Man casual. Apparently, Neo is like, I like the good Mega Man games, and I apparently like the doo-doo ones that everyone hates. So there you go with that. But I hope everyone enjoyed this video tonight and learned a bunch of fun stuff about Mega Man and the history of the gaming industry once again, as I always do with these things. Still love the fact that they made the cover art in the West in 6 hours and said, fuck it, let's go. So that will never not be funny to me. Every time, I swear, every time I watch one of these things, I always learn something funny. Neil, would you like to plug yourself of any upcoming shows or things that you'd like to say?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on for a topic that I greatly enjoy. Because I love Mega Man. It's up there in my top echelon of favorite franchises. The next thing I have on the agenda is Metroidvania Monday. On Monday, we're continuing more Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. I'm pretty sure when I finished my stream the other night, I beat the second to last boss. So I think I'm very close to the end of the main story. I'm gonna 100% the game, and there's DLC to go through. So there's still quite a bit more to do, but I think I'm very close to the end of the actual like story. But that game is fantastic, and I'm loving it. It's definitely up there for competing for top 10, if not top 5 Metroidvanias. It's fantastic. And then last night's party chat, since we ran into some troubles, got rescheduled. So last night's party chat is rescheduled to next Tuesday. And then next Wednesday will be the Dude and I's next episode of Achievement Chasers, covering the month of October.
Tired. There you go. Ando says here, tired of getting small spoilers for Dispatch. Guess I'll check it out. Otherwise, I'm going to get fully spoiled. Yeah, I finally caved and bought that game. It looked too good, man.
I will probably play it at some point because it's Telltale-esque, and I like those types of games. But
it is former Telltale devs. Just don't forget about that.
That's
they
what I
founded
figured.
their own studio.
Is it Skybound or is it a different studio?
It's a different studio.
Okay. But you're getting spoilers from where? It's like stop watching videos then.
It just keeps popping up. Like it just kind of popped up out of nowhere. Like this is kind of like one of those like word of mouth games that's like spiraling out of control. It sold 1 million copies actually because of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I finally caved and bought it. So
yeah, I like those types of games, so I will play it at some point eventually.
I love those type of games. Yeah, but as I would say, if you haven't already, Neo's links are in the comments of this video on YouTube. So just go in there and click his little @ sign, and it'll take you to his YouTube channel, and go subscribe and tune into next week's episode of Party Chat, where we are joined and we will sit down and talk about this shit again, you know. And it should be very fun. Thank you for coming on again, Neo. Appreciate it. As for me, tomorrow we will be back with our friend Mr. Metal Shred Freak, aka Fernando, my homie, and we're going to be doing an episode of The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that one.
Yeah, so that will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time.
You have to give him crap and tell him that he needs to continue Prince of Persia because he fell off of it and he needs to get back on it.
Yeah, he's been very busy redoing his house, so that's why he hasn't been streaming too much. And then after that Friday, we will be back for another weekly update episode. I already got some of the big topics already laid out in the actual show notes, so you can see what we'll be covering there already. And I'll be also putting links to articles and videos and other things as well that we'll be covering. I don't know if I'll have a guest yet. Still waiting to hear back from some people. It might be another solo episode for at least one more week. And then after that, it sounds like talk to a couple people behind the scenes, but once we figure out their schedules, it sounds like I'll have at least 2 hosts bi-weekly, so they're pretty good for that one. So looking forward to that one as well, but that will be Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time. And that's really about it for this weekend. No Saturday show. Next week, we're still trying to figure out what our guests are going to be, what our topics are going to be, but holidays are coming up really quickly. And next week, next Saturday, I got to talk to a couple people too. Next Saturday is the anniversary of the 360 launch, so I actually have a show planned for that one.
This Saturday, right?
Yeah, the 22nd.
22nd?
Yeah, November 22nd.
Okay.
So I have something planned for that, but no spoilers for now. As also, we have right now a collection video that's going to be dropping soon. My wife has just finished up editing it. She just needs to make a thumbnail, but it's actually loaded up on YouTube right now as we speak. So for people who are wondering what it is, I'll just a small spoiler. We're finally starting to do the Steelbook collection videos. So we'll be putting out 10 Steelbooks every video to give a little breakdown of where you found them from, so on and so forth like that, and some history for it. Looking for all feedback on the video when it goes live, and if you can, just give me a little advice of what I should do and try to make them more interesting. If you can, I appreciate it. But that's bullshit that you can worry about later, because right now, everyone should have a wonderful night. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for enjoying the stream. And, we'll see you tomorrow to talk about The Legend of